Oh, whew. Bird just tried to get my lure. Get away, go, no, 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 no. All right, this evening, I'm going to be using different soft plastics using the Texas rig style. There's several different styles that you can use soft plastics on, like rubber worms and flukes. There's tons of them. But really, the most effective is the Texas rig style. I'm going to be using the Culprit Tequila Shad 7.5-inch rubber worm. I preferred the 10-inch rubber worm, but they just didn't have any in the stores, so I'm going to use the 7.5-inch. This is a size 3 rubber worm hook. I know everybody uses different sizes for their rubber worms. I use a size 3 or 4. I prefer 4, but I just had a 3 with me. I didn't have any size 4s. So you just start down the middle of the rubber worm, and you go just a little bit. I mean, just a couple millimeters. I mean, just barely go through there. And you'll poke it through on the bottom, just like that. Work it all the way up to the top, like so. And then down here, you give just a little bit of slack in the worm. I like to, this is just my preference, I like to just barely put it on the side like that. I have better hookups like that. I know a lot of people, some will put it right up in the middle, some will have it all the way through to where it curves over on the top of it. I prefer it this way. It makes it more weedless, in my opinion. Get less moss on it, and it doesn't take anything away from the action at all. But it helps with the hookups. Just hooking it on the side, just like that. I like to fish without a weight on it. This is just pretty shallow water. I like to fish without a weight. You can still rig them up Texas style like this and put a bullet weight right in front of it, and of course that's going to help it sink more. It's going to give it a different action though. So I just prefer fishing rubber worms without a weight on them. You just have to remember these things mimic a snake in the water. So you just cast out there. You can either just start reeling right away, or if you want to let it sink a little bit, you can. So there's different ways to work these things. You can just kind of a slow, continuous retrieve like that, just slow. Yes. You want to have your finger just like this, filling that line, trying to feel that hit. Because whenever you feel that hit, you want to stop. So we'll just continuous slow retrieve, or you can mix it up and just kind of stop for just a second, and it'll sink down just a little bit. Sometimes the bass will hit that on the way down. But these are meant to be fished slow. I think something's tapping at it. Yep, there you go. Okay, so I stopped reeling, watching my line out there. It's starting to go out, get tight, slip the hook. And voila. That's how you catch bass on a rubber worm. But there are different ways to catch them. I just prefer the Texas rig without a weight. But I've caught some big ones jigging rubber worms off the bottom with a weight, so you can catch some big ones like that too. Just find your preferred method. Try different styles, but Texas rig. Most effective method in my opinion. You can jig these weightless without a weight, but it'll rise really fast and fall real slow. So have to keep that in mind as you're jigging, so you have longer pauses in between. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hit it. Now, started to run. He dropped it. Oh, picked it back up again. So I'm run. Let's check the hook. Ooh, a little more feisty than the last one. Another one, Texas style rubber worm. Very versatile. You can rig it up several different ways, but my favorite is the Texas rig. My favorite way to hook these things up. Really, there's two different ways you can hook these things up, even Texas style, without a weight. There's two different ways. I've seen a lot of people do it this way. I've tried it that way, and it does catch fish. But my preferred method is the opposite, is to have it like this, and I'll show you why. So you just start like this and just barely poke it through there, and you want the hook to come down through the smooth side there. Work it all the way up. Flip it around so that hook goes in that bottom part. What it does is that hook rests right inside that slot there. It's not in the plastic, it's resting loose in there, but that helps keep the weeds away, having it like that. And it actually, I believe it works better. It's worked better for me anyways, working it this way. I've caught more fish. I believe it gives it a better action. So the way these things are going to look like underwater, you're gonna cast it out. These things sink pretty fast, a little faster than a rubber worm, and you want to twitch your rod to where it kind of gives a kind of a darting action, side to side underwater like this. Not real fast. You're not going to move it real fast underwater. It's going to be work slowly, but the rod twitches are going to make it dart like this as it's moving, and it makes it look like a fleeing bait fish. And the bass love these. That's a hit or that's a bottom. Oh, that's a fish. Let's try and take off with it. Yeah, I'm not time yet. Wow, I probably missed a dozen in a row because of the hooks. Maybe more. Texas rig. Catch them like crazy. The flukes are very versatile. Whenever you're fishing without a weight, Texas rig, you want to fish up fairly close to the bank. I like to fish pretty parallel to it. I like to fish parallel to the bank, anywhere from just a couple feet to no further than 10 feet from the bank. Just kind of fish it parallel. Let it sink for a few seconds. They sink fairly quick, flukes do. And you just kind of want to work it slowly. Just give your rod a couple or a few twitches. Let it sink and then slowly reel in that slack. Oh, something might have it. I'm not sure if that's a... Yeah, something's got it. Get your line, get tight. snag. It was a fish and a snag. He was in some branches. Let's see what we got here. He's staying down. Not sure how big he is. He's not real big. Okay. Kind of had me wondering there. Must have been some branches. And she can catch them all day. Texas rig style. Fluke is my favorite lure. I mean, if they're not hitting on a fluke, they're not going to hit on anything really. I catch so many bass on flukes, it's unbelievable. The deps cover scat is another lure that you can rig Texas style. And this is one that is heavy enough to where you don't need a weight to fish it. It's got a bulky body that allows it to sink pretty quick. So I wouldn't fish these with a weight unless you're fishing in really deep water. But these are really meant to be weightless. The deps cover scat is a real easy lure to rig. Matter of fact, it has guides on the lure that show you where the hooks go. So that slot right there is where we're going to poke the hook right through the top there, and it's going to come through that hole that's on the top there, come back around, and you hook it all the way up through that ridge, take it all the way up that ridge to the top part, have it come through, and just kind of poke that tip right back in this little slot right on top. Another Texas rig style lure. Let's see what we're going to catch on it. Now these are meant to be worked along the bottom, and you just twitch your rod a couple times or a few times and it just darts around on the bottom. Mimics a crawdad. Oh, there's a hit. Let's see what I'm gonna do with it. There it goes. Oh, there we go. Hey down there, buddy. Alright. There we go. Texas style cover scat. Texas style, such a versatile rig. Alright, here's how I like to hook up the Guggen bandito bug. I'm going to do Texas rig style, but unlike all the other stuff where I go weightless, I like to fish these with a bullet weight there. Texas rig. Reason why is these are less dense than a lot of other plastic lures that I use. But these things fall more slowly than a lot of other soft plastics. So this is how I like to rig these things. Start through the back end, just like that. Put that hook just barely through there, and come out the bottom side here, right in the middle. Fish that all the way up to the top. And come back through the bottom here. Now instead of leaving the hook inside, I'm just going to place it on top, just like that. Side to side twitches, pauses in between. Or you can work them like a jig, just up and down. My recommendation, wherever you're fishing at, is to try all of it and see which action works best for that location. Oh, there's a hit. On the way down, let's see where we got. He's going off with it. He's running with it. Bandito bug, Texas style. Ooh. Run with it. This is nice one. He's not. He's not. He was staying down. I thought he was nice. A couple pounds, at least. Another one on the bandito bug, Texas style.